Hey painting friends, it's Stoof here, welcome back. This week we're going to be creating an acrylic painting tutorial of a muted palette snowy mountain scene. Here is what our materials are going to look like this week. I have a list of the paint colors, the brushes I'm using, and other materials in the description under this video. Alright, let's get started with this tutorial. So to start, I'm using a 12-inch by 16-inch canvas. I just used a white background on this canvas because I'm using acrylic paint and I'm going to be layering over things with the muted palette and that pretty high valued sky. I wanted to leave that background white to start. I did not want to do a wash on this one. So I started out by sketching the concept. I'm using a number 4 flat tip brush to just sketch out a line for each tree trunk I'm going to place onto the painting, and a little line for that main pathway. There's like a hiking footpath that follows right down the center and gives us that depth leading back into the scene. Next, I started to fill in some of that snow and the sky using my larger filbert brush. The filbert brush has a little bit of that softer edge, so it gives a little bit better blending than a flat tip brush for this type of brushwork I'm looking for in the sky. The colors I used here were mostly white, a tiny bit of that azurite blue, black, ultramarine blue, hints of ochre and purple and brown, just trying to get a little bit of variation in the color, but keeping it pretty muted still. And by using the ochre with the purples and blues, it kind of mutes down the saturation. I wanted the sky to be a little lighter in value in that upper right and a little bit darker in value in that lower left area, as you can see. The next thing I did was block in some of the ground paint colors here. Again, keeping a muted palette to muted greens and browns. I'm making the colors more muted by mixing in black to bring the value and the saturation down, or mixing in a complementary color or a warmer color with a cool color to try to mute things down and just calm things down a bit. In general, with those greens, I'm mixing in the azurite blue, brown, maybe a tiny bit of yellow to create that green. In some spots I'm actually using the green mixed in with a little bit of red to mute it down. And then for the browns, as the browns are farther away from me, I'm mixing in more blue to help push that atmosphere. Also mixing in more white for the ground that's farther in the distance, closer to that central part of the canvas. That's the farther back portion of this painting. Next, I started blocking in some of the trees. I started with those trees that are the farthest in the distance, that are more in the fog. I'm mixing the azurite blue with black, tiny bits of ochre or yellow or brown, just to mute it down a little bit. I'm also mixing in a lot of white to lighten up that value. The trees farthest in the distance have less color, are lighter in value than the trees closer to the viewer. And the trees are going down a hill, so the angle is from the upper corners of the left and right canvas and coming down to center, which helps to draw the viewer's attention more in towards that central part of the canvas. After getting like a base color down for all of these trees, the next step was to start to add a little bit of dimension to the trees. So for the trees closer to the viewer, I started to add a little bit of deeper shadows, still using my flat tip brush there, going back and forth, building up a little bit more dimension on the trees, making them look a little less flat, and then mixing in a bit more white with azurite blue to get a little bit of a highlight in some areas as well, going over the shadows just to give, again, a little bit more depth to the trees. As we're continuing to make our way closer to the foreground, we have some trees that are tiny little guys right along the path, but they are much more saturated and darker in value for the shadows, and that contrast there between that dark little tree with the white snow next to it helps to draw the viewer's attention again to that central focal point spot. I want the viewer to see this pathway and kind of have their eye drawn into that central part of the canvas where the path leads off down into the distance and we kind of lose sight of it. And then your eyes kind of follow around those diagonals and take in the moody mountain scene. By this point, I have the canvas base paint colors all on there. There isn't any more pure white untouched space on the canvas. Now, because I'm working with acrylic paint, everything dries pretty quickly, so I can just start layering up some details without having to let the painting sit for several hours. I can just start working on it right now. So starting to build up details by boosting highlights and shadows in this foreground and middle ground area of the painting. The trees are pretty much done in the background at this point, and so is the sky. But I do want to draw more attention and more detail to this foreground and middle ground. So we all know that snow is white. However, I'm not using pure white to put down these base layers of paint for the snow. I mixed in a little bit of that Azurite blue, a tiny bit of the Alizarin crimson, tiny bit of black, and a tiny bit of yellow. So you want to mix like a little bit of all your complementary colors and maybe a bit of black too, just to pull the value down even a bit more. There's white mixed in there too, obviously. And then we put that base layer down, which is kind of like a light gray. And then once we get that down, I want to get a deeper gray with a bit more blue. So I mixed in a little bit more Azurite blue or a little ultramarine blue with the black to get a little bit of a lower value than what we had for the base color for the snow. And I'll just put that in random little spots, this darker value section. And that helps to show where the snow is kind of melting in some spots. I have a little like, might be creating a small divot. There might be like a footprint there that created that shadow, but it's just where we have smaller shadows in the snow. After getting those smaller shadows down, I just let that area dry. And I started working on other areas of the painting. On the left side, we had a couple different rows of trees, so I started building up a few more of those rows of the trees. I put more contrast for the shadows on the trees closest to the viewer, making deeper shadows that are a bit warmer green, so mixing a little bit of red in with green and blue rather than keeping it more blue. And then for the highlights, we again want to have a little more contrast than we do for the trees behind it, and we also want to have a little bit warmer colors in those highlights, so mixing in a little bit more ochre maybe, or like a little bit more red, but still keeping it muted. And we keep it muted again by mixing in complementary colors or more black and white. Now I'm using pure white, and I'm starting to add pure white highlights onto the snow, and that is what makes that snow have more depth and look like it's actually wet melting snow on the ground. So just pure white, going around in random little spots, adding these highlights, really lightly pressing those highlights down as we get farther back into the distance, because I don't want the highlights to be quite as harsh. I don't want to have quite as much contrast between values as we're getting farther in the distance. Next, I'm starting to boost the shadows in the grassy area or the little tiny little shrubs in the foreground here. So mixing in more blue and black and brown to get some deeper shadows in there. Playing around with the shadows, going back and forth with my brush strokes almost horizontally, mixing in more Azurite blue into the area where the footpath is. That footpath had a bit of a cooler blue colored dirt, and the areas to the left and right of it have a warmer colored dirt, and that helps to separate the footpath from the vegetation area as well. Now I'm going back and touching up a couple more of the trees, trying to make sure we have that depth. I don't want the trees to look too flat. Again, touching up the snow a little bit. I thought maybe there was a little too much pure white, so I'm just touching up a couple of those spots. And finally, I add my signature, and I call it a finished painting. Alright, painting friends, I hope you enjoyed watching this quick little tutorial on painting a muted palette, moody, mountain, snowy landscape scene. I'll have more painting tutorials coming your way, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Have a wonderful day, and happy painting!